It is the Cronulla Sharks taking on the New Zealand Warriors. It is at PointsBet Stadium, the renovating, it's still going. PointsBet Stadium. You've got William Kennedy, Sione Katoa, Jesse Ramian, Talakai, Ronaldo Militalo, Matt Moylan, Nico Hines. I'm not saying Nicholas, although that's his name. It's Nico Hines, Daddy Hines, Toby Rudolph, Blake Brayley, Brandon Hamlin Ueli, Britton Lacora, Tyg Wilton, Dale Finucane, Cameron McInnes, Royce Hunt, Jack Williams, and Braden Trindle on the bench with Connor Tracy in at the 18th man. Now, we saw what this squad could do for the Dragons. We saw them absolutely torch the Dragons, but let's put it on pause because that is the team that we expected to get the wooden spoon. It is the team that we expected to get blown out week in, week out. Now, Nico Hines, unbelievable. It's now this game where I want to see him against the Warriors side who has been defending resiliently. Can they hold up? Can he put points on the board this week? So what do you make of this squad? And then we'll talk about the Warriors and get our predictions.
Yeah, look, they played terrific last week over the Dragons. Maybe the Dragons and the Tigers could have a battle for 17th because at the moment they're not too far between that. So Nico Hines, he showed why he's Dally M Player of the Year last year. Toby Rudolph, he's going to power through this Warriors squad. Excuse me. William Kennedy is going to bring the ball back from the kick from kicks downfield, and it's just going to be another performance from the Sharks, another performance from Craig Fitzgibbons. I think they've set the bar now for us to expect to us to know what to expect from this Cronulla side. And look, if they do anything less than that, it's a pass mark for me. So we're going to flip into the Warriors team, and before I even read this squad out, I've got to give them raps because every year before this year, we always say it's Warriors year. Come on, this is Warrior. This is the year that the Warriors are going to look impressive. They're going to blow people away early on, and they're going to blow people away in the middle of the season and the back end to get to the top 8. But they're already doing that for me. And this is how they line up in with Andrew Webster's team, not to be confused with the journalist Andrew Webster, with Chad Nickel-Kustak in the fullback role, with Edward Kossi and Marcelo Matoya in the wing position, with Villiers and Adam Pompey in the center position. Ronald Volkman and Sean Johnson. Linebacker Clark with Sean Johnson last week. We rewatch his highlights there in the halves pairing. Aiden Nafu and Blake and Bunty Offler in the front row position with Wade Egan in the hooker. Jackson Ford, Matara Nakora in the second row with Toru Harris rounding out the lock position. Dylan Walker, Bailey Sorensen, Jazz Tavita, Tom Alley, and Josh Kern to make out the interchange bench. I said it before, I said it again. I'll say it again. Sorry. His side is just playing this excitement football where they're giving the belief to the Warriors fans that they can do something this year, then be bottom of the pack. They're playing sideline to sideline football, when it needs to be, but they're also playing straight through the middle when it is and when it has to be on. You saw it last week. Sean Johnson, he could have easily passed out the back like he normally does, but he actually took the line on with his quick feet and stepped around a couple of players and scored that try. That no obstruction try. But they say sevens, as they mature, as they grow older, learn how to be a better 7, how to be what they should have been in the early career. They learn all their traits in the back end of their thing. And I think for Sean Johnson, it's not too late for him age-wise, where he's starting to pick up those key building blocks in his game to become this ultimate 7. Yes, he's got the feet. Yes, he's got the awareness. I think Andrew Webster is finally this final block in his build a block kingdom, where he's just putting all the pieces together and he's just simplifying the game plan for him and just going, hey mate, you just got to do A, B, C, and he's ticking them off with flying colours before even the 40-minute halftime bell is even rung. So Warriors fans out there, come on, get around them because I'm jumping up in support for them. What about you, Tony?
Yeah, I mean, obviously for me, it was a bit of a shock to see Tohu Harris, the skipper, named in this game, obviously after his knee injury, but they did do the ACL test on field last week, and it seemed by all accounts he passed. It is an MCL. So hopefully he can get through this game. Hopefully he does see the pitch, but it wouldn't shock me if he does obviously pull out his pitch. But another big player out for this game is Tamari Martin, who copped the head knock. So obviously Ronald Vokman does come into that position. So it's a good squad. We're starting to see the attack of the Warriors that we've always seen, that flamboyant, throwing the ball around, but it's being matched by their defense. So they might not score 24 points in a 40-24 loss like we've seen in years past, but they might win 18-14 like we saw last week, or 18-16, or they might win by a golden point, or they might only let 6 points because their defense on their line, starting back to when they played the Roosters, was absolutely unbelievable. And we've seen it getting better week in, week out, and absorbing pressure. So I think one of the highlights for me this year, and yes, you've mentioned Sean Johnson and how he's coming to this squad and he's gone, boom, this is me. Like, I'm showing that I deserve to be here still. It's actually Sean's at the fullback, the nickel clock sack. Like, he got released because they said he wasn't the man to play for them. And week in, week out, when I'm watching this guy play, I'm going, fuck me, what an absolute signing by the Warriors. You lost Reece Walsh. You brought in him, and we all said it's a bit of a downgrade, but wow, that's all I'm going to say. Wow, obviously, minus his head knock, he's been absolutely brilliant, and I hope and I expect for his to keep rolling. But what do you have as your prediction for this game? I'm going to go to Sharks 1-12, but what's your prediction?
I'm going to have to go against you here and go the Warriors 1-12. I think we used to say Warriors at home were great and Warriors away or Warriors traveling were gone missing. They were like possums. They play dead at home and get killed on the road. I'm going to go with the Warriors here, 1-12. I think they can do this. They can get this voodoo of being terrible away, and they can push into a final 8 position come the end of the season.
There you go. We have another one different going into the final game.